Thanks to Bandai for sponsoring today's video. Hey guys, welcome back, Haley here, and a big welcome to 2024. It is a new year, so that means I'm gonna open up some new anime figures, you know, to bring in the new year. But yeah, I did have some anime figures and merch and some other bits and bobs that I really wanted to show you guys. I didn't really film at the end of last year with Christmas. Things just get a bit hectic. So I do have a lot that I want to talk about today. So without further ado, let's get into the good stuff. Alright, first up, I picked up these Oshinoko Cospa pinch straps. I'm a big fan of these where it looks like the character's getting pinched upwards. I used to buy a lot more. I've slowed down a little this year, but I couldn't resist these Oshinoko ones because they're in my favorite art style that the straps have. They do a few different art styles based on the series, but this is my favorite one. So I picked pretty much everyone up. I'm realizing now that I didn't buy the Kana one, which in hindsight I do want, but I did pick up Ai, Ruby, and Aqua, and I love how they've done their eyes on these. Next up, I picked up this Racing Miku keychain. It's got a license plate on it and Miku on the other side. I just thought this would be a really cute keychain to put on my car keys. Not that I'm racing or speeding. I'd never do that, but genuinely I wouldn't. Next up, I have some silly character good items. The first one is this Rilakkuma plushie. This is the Rilakkuma X Hankyu Railway plushie. My most favorite Rilakkuma plushie, which I already had, is this Rilakkuma X Yamanote line plushie. I don't know why. I kind of like trains. I'm not like super into trains, but I just find like I love the vibe and aesthetic of trains. And I love like Rilakkuma in the little conductor outfit. So I've not actually been on the Hankyu Railway. I believe it operates in like Kyoto and it's like old style, but I don't know, I thought he was really cute, so I picked him up off Makari. And that connects me to talking about the Yamanote line. I actually have like the train back there, but it's just like the commuter line that runs through the center of Tokyo. It's like a loop, but I really like the design of the train, and so I actually just got the Yamanote line keyboard set. I'll put up some pictures, so I'm really excited to build that. That's like a super random purchase that I feel like a small subset of my audience will really appreciate. Keeping in line with character goods, I then have this, and this is not just a Kuromi plushie. This is a Kuromi Chalk Bag by Fatworm Climbing. This was a very thoughtful Christmas present that I received. I do bouldering, as all software engineers do, and this is like a super cute chalk bag. I love walking around the climbing gym in this. I don't know, it's just like the cutest thing. I love it. If you like anime and like climbing, you should check out Fatworm because on their site they had so many other really cute chalk bags. I love the Magikarp, it's so cute. And then speaking about bags and character goods, I received the Gudetama Bagu bag. This is the embroidered Gudetama from medium nylon Bagu bag. I love these crossbody bags, and I've heard that these are like really big, and it's massive. I fit like a 1 liter water bottle in here, my lunch, my wallet, everything goes in here, but I love the design of this one. I think there's some other Gudetama stuff that they collabed on, so it's very cute. All right, enough of my dumb random stuff. Now we can get into actual anime figures, but we'll start with the man we were just talking about, the Rilakkuma Nendoroid. As you just heard, I'm a big fan of Rilakkuma. Like he's been with me through thick and thin. Like he's been there for my milestones. He's been there for my highs and my lows. So I had to buy the Nendoroid. This came out last year and my man here retailed for 5,800 yen. He comes with 3 faceplates, a normal one, an open mouth, and a drooling one, which is 3 essential moods to be honest. You can sit him down and he comes with a really cute dango stick, and of course he comes with Kiiroitori so they can chill out together. Yeah, I think he's really cute, although a part of me wonders if they could have made him felt. Like maybe that would be slightly cuter, but I really like him. I think he's adapted really well. I thought he was pretty expensive for what you get. Looks like everyone else thinks so too, because he's much cheaper now on the aftermarket. He goes for like 3,500 yen on the auctions, but still really cute. I am just such a sucker for all of these San-X and Sanrio Nendoroids. I do have the pom-pom-purin one coming, which I'm so excited for. And I already have the Kuromi one. So I feel like I'm almost, you know, I've got all like my favorite ones. So probably lock it down from there. All right, next up, let's unbox the Marin Nendoroid. I picked this one up of the auctions secondhand for 4,600 yen. Very happy with that price considering she retailed for like 6,500. This is such a cute Nendoroid. I love Marin's character, and I fully thought I had this one pre-ordered, but I was so confident that I was gonna pre-order her that like every time I was like, oh, I already had that one on pre-order. Like I just assumed I pre-ordered her at some point and totally blanked on it. So I did have to wait for her to come out and then try to get her in secondhand. I love Marin. I think she is such a cute character and like so perfect. I mean, she's basically just like a giant nerd, so I really resonate. Her Nendoroid is so cute. It's got to be one of the cuter Nendoroids I've seen like recently. She comes with 3 very cute faceplates, a smiling one, a winking one, and the same face I see when I see Pompurin. She has some of the best accessories. So she comes with a Shizuku body pillow, which is like perfect. She comes with Apology Omurice, a mirror, and a copy of Slippery Girls 2. She's also the only Nendoroid I've seen where the little hand pieces have like acrylic nails on them. She was really well done. I think the details on the uniform are a little bit bland and it could be more detailed, but I think they really captured the essence of her character on her faceplates. This makes me so tempted to pick up the Shizuku version of the Nendoroid, which I think is so cute. That like character design is so cute, and it has one of the most like ridiculous Nendoroid faceplates I've ever seen. Like low-key it's cursed, but I'm tempted. I think she releases, I think she was supposed to release last month, so I'm gonna keep an eye out, maybe get a good deal on her. Next up, I wanted to talk about these over here on my helpful display table. So these are blind box figures that I picked up from pop-mart. These are skull pandas, and it was really only a matter of time that I got into buying stuff from pop-mart and blind boxes. And yeah, so it happened. There was a physical pop-mart that opened up near me, and when I went, I kind of fell in love with the whole vibe and everything, so I picked up a few. But I am really happy that I've managed to constrain myself really well. I basically got a few of the pulls that I wanted, and then I just traded for the ones that I wanted. And like, I'm pretty content with this. I feel like I could fall really deep and get really into like the like secret rare ones and things. But at this point, I'm really happy with how this looks, and I basically have a lot of the ones that I was looking for. So in here, I have a few from the City of Night series, the Mayor of Animal series, and Ancient Castle. Yeah, and I picked up this little container to display them in, and I think they look really cute. I think they're just adorable. I technically could fit one more in here. So maybe I'll reserve room for if one comes out that I'm like, wow, I must have that design. But yeah, let me know if like you're into collecting these. I know it's like, it's way more, it's a bigger community than like my little dip into that water. Just before we move on, a quick word from the sponsor of today's video, Bai. Bai is a Japanese proxy shipping service that can help you buy things from Japanese sites and ship them right to your door. Bai supports a ton of sites such as Yahoo Japan Auctions, Rakuten, Mercari, and many more. I mainly use Bai to scout out some great deals on secondhand anime figures on Yahoo Japan auctions, such as this Marin Nendoroid, which I scored for 4,600 yen, even though she retails for 6,900 yen. Bai supports a ton of different shipping methods as well, such as DHL, FedEx, EMS, Airmail, and Surface. On top of all this, Bai also has a ton of helpful features, such as package consolidation, extra protective packaging, email filter subscriptions, and snipe bidding. So if you're on the hunt for good anime figure deals, do check out Bai. You can use the link in my description below for 2,000 yen off of your first order with Bai. Thanks again to Bai for sponsoring today's video. Alright, now let's get into the meat and potatoes with a big old scale figure. And I've got a big one. I have this. She's not in the box, but this is a Miku figure. It is the Hatsune Miku with Wada Don, Wada Katsu BN Figure DX by Bandai Namco Shanghai. I had to pick up this figure because it is such a crazy collaboration between Miku and like the lads from Taiko no Tatsujin. Taiko no Tatsujin, you might have seen it. It's that like crazy popular arcade game where you like bang on the drums. And I think these two characters, I don't know which one's which, but one's called Wada Don and Wada Katsu, and they're absolutely adorable. I do enjoy rhythm games, and I definitely do enjoy playing Taiko no Tatsujin. I think it's so fun. I have the Switch game with the little Switch drum, and that's really fun as well. So I just thought this was a really cool figure. I love when Vocaloid music, or you get to play them on the rhythm games, and like, I don't know, it just seemed really cool, so I picked her up. I think technically this is a non-scale figure, and it's really hard to find her online. I think a lot of people pre-ordered her from Akimomo, which is where I got her, but it's really hard to find like listings of her. I struggle to find many people selling this secondhand as well. So I'm glad I've got my hands on her. Let me actually show you the figure. Here she is. This is such a cool figure. I think the whole design of this figure is so cool. I love that the base of this figure is a taiko drum. And I love how they've composed the three characters together. Miku looks so dynamic, the way she's like bursting out in between the two drums. I like the bamboo shoots that they added in the back. They were such a bitch to put in, but they really make the figure pop more when you look at it. I think some of the details of the sculpt aren't great on this, especially on Miku's feet and outfit. It's okay, but for how much this figure is, I would expect a bit better. The paint job is pretty nice though. And also, I'm not a big fan of how they've done Miku's eyes and face. I don't know, she just looks a bit like dead and ghost-like in the eyes. It is kind of how the original artwork has it though, so But the best part of this figure is definitely Wada Don and Wada Katsu. They look so cute in figure form, adorable. I love how one of them's holding leeks. A very interesting figure, I think pretty unique. There is also one of Miku x Batman from the same like B&N DX figures, and there's one of Miku and Battle City, which I think is like some sort of retro game. I'd recommend this figure if you're a fan of Taiko no Tatsujin and Miku. I think it's a great collab, but I think the figure could be nicer for how much it was. If I didn't mention, it was like 28,000 yen. So, whew. So speaking of rhythm games, I'm actually low-key obsessed with going to play a rhythm game called Maimai DX. It's got a circle, and notes come out from the middle, and you smack the notes and things, and you swipe on the screen. It's great. It's available in Australia, so I do go play it like once a week, but I did pick up some little merch items specific to that rhythm game that I wanted to show off. The first one is this little Maimai DX cab acrylic stand. This is so cute. It's like, it just sits on my desk, and I love putting little Nendoroids on there like they're going to the arcade to go play a game. Something like Marin would do. So this is really cute. Secondly, I picked up a ton of acrylic charms from all the different like characters and mascots from the game, which I just hang off of my Game Pass. All right, let's move on. But speaking about Maimai Japanese rhythm games, there are a lot of Touhou music in those games, and Touhou music slaps. It's great. And so, you know, because of this, I've given myself like a reason to buy some Touhou figures that I've been eyeing up. So technically, I don't know too much about Remilia's Scarlet, but she does show up in a lot of the music videos and the songs, and she's cool and the figures are cool, so I picked one up. And the one I picked up is the Remilia Scarlet 1/8 Koumajou Densetsu version by Koukyoukyoku. It's got a very edgy and cool box, and it opens up with some very edgy and cool art, but I've already unboxed the figure, so. This is a pretty popular Touhou project figure. It has like 3 re-releases, and there's different like variants and colors of it. And it retailed for 16,800 yen. This is manufactured by Koukyoukyoku, and I think they make really good figures, a little bit on the pricey side, but generally quality is good. Here she is super sick, she's super edgy, and this figure is so sharp. I love the sculpting on this figure. It's so crisp and sharp, and she's got so many pointy edges that it literally kind of hurts when you're putting her together. The paint job is really nice as well. There's some really nice outfit details with all of the little edgy patterns. If I had one nitpick, I'm not a fan of how small her legs are. I think that's just the character design, but it does make her body proportions feel a little off. But other than that, this is such a cool and badass figure. Like, it just looks so sick. I love the wings. I've always been a fan of this. I've always seen it through my like 10 years of looking at anime figures, and unfortunately I'm not a bullet hell game enjoyer, so I'd never be a true Touhou fan. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I still think this figure is just beautiful and I wanted to own it. I really love the figure, and I did buy it secondhand, so I didn't pay a lot for it, but I'm like so in love with the Alta Remilia. It's so expensive, but it's so beautiful. So I kind of want that one from an anime figure collecting standpoint, but we'll see. She is very expensive. Real quick, it's becoming a tradition to basically show you one of these in every video, but I did also pick up the Touhou Project Hello Good Smile Company figures. We have Reimu and Marissa. Again, I've literally spoken about these. I like them. I think they're cool. They're cheap. They're affordable. And I like the design. I think they look good and represent the characters well. And these two have really, really nice details. They have pretty complicated clothing designs, and I think they're captured really well. Next up, I have a pair of figures that I was so excited for. That is the Hobby Max Nana figures. I'm a really big fan of the Nana manga, despite it being incomplete. If you don't know, Nana is a pretty old shoujo manga series. It follows the story of 2 young girls, both named Nana, and they become roommates, and it kind of just follows their adventures through young adulthood and finding themselves, and the characters are so well written, and they're flawed, which makes the stories really realistic. But unfortunately, the manga has been on a 10-year hiatus because I think the mangaka is like ill or unable to continue the story. And so because of that, I was so surprised when these 2 figures got announced. It's like, I would not have expected them to ever make 2 Nana figures. There's no other Nana figures, so these are so special when they got announced, and I think Hobby Max really kind of put love into these figures. You can see when I show you, the figures are beautiful. So each of them retailed for 19,500 yen, which is not cheap. They also did the Radio Ava figures, and those are phenomenal. The streetwear fashion element of those figures is so cool. So I think we were in safe hands with Hobby Max making these. Anyway, let's take a look at Nana first. Nana first? This Nana first. Here she is. She's so perfect. This figure, she looks so cute and sweet, and they paired her with sunflowers, which is absolutely perfect, of course. I love the base of this figure and how cozy and comfy she looks in her outfit. The sculpt of this figure is really nice. I think they've nailed her face and hair, and just the general outfit details are really well done. This is a 1/8 scale, so she does feel a little small, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with the size. I wouldn't want her necessarily to be any bigger. Very happy with this Nana. Now we've got edgy badass Nana, and they also smashed it out of the park with her. She has a very different styled base that's this coffee color, and at first I wasn't on board with it, but it matches so well with, of course, the roses. They nailed her outfit. It matches her rock star personality really well. I love that they gave this figure real fishnet stockings, and they put so many chains and accessories on her. And I just have to mention how perfect the shoes are on this figure. It's perfect. Overall, I love these two figures. I think Hobby Max have done such a good job. They've captured their personalities. They've done such a good translation of the face and the fashion and everything about these characters. And just to add the flowers is such a nice touch to the figures. Otherwise, they'd probably be a little flat. I think these two are expensive for a 1/8, but if you're a fan of Nana, you know there's like no other figures out there, so I reckon these are worth it, and I think that they did Nana well. They did Nana proud. I was curious about the aftermarket for them, and they're actually tanked a lot. They're like 8,000 yen each on Yahoo Japan auctions, so if you're a Nana fan and you don't want to fork out 19,000 yen each, they're like much more affordable now. Alright, moving on to our last figure. We wouldn't be able to start the new year without a figure from my favorite manufacturer, Myethos. And today I have the Pearl Pillar of the Buddhist Shrine by Myethos. This retailed for 19,800 yen and released late last year. So this is a part of the National Treasure series, where Myethos takes like some sort of ancient artifact or treasure and they turn it into like an anime figure basically, which is such a cool concept. So this one is based off artwork by an artist called Rella, and it's based on an artifact called the Pearl Pillar of the Buddhist Shrine, which looks a little bit like this. So apparently this was created during the Song Dynasty, which is about 960 to 1200 year period. And that has turned into this beautiful anime figure. She is gorgeous. Once again, Myethos has absolutely hit it out of the park with this one. It is stunning. This figure looks so impressive from afar. It looks like something I'd put on a mantelpiece, but what's really impressive about it are the details. She's supposed to represent the pearl on top of the pillar, so she's really nice and shiny, and she has so many like glossy, glittery, translucent elements to the textures and the paint. Her outfit details are so beautiful with so many little pearls stuck to her. I also love the base of this figure, how it's painted the same shade of blue as the real pillar, and all of the metal engraving detailing around it is stunning. And lastly, I think these little dangly pearls just put everything together so beautifully. Every single time I unbox one of these Myethos treasure figures, I am so impressed. It is the easiest pre-order for me when I see a design I like, and it's this line and it's this manufacturer. I literally will buy it. They I don't know how they just do so well every single time. I am so excited for the next one. I've just shipped it. It's on a boat, but it's the Equinox one. It's probably my most anticipated figure for 2024. Like it just looks like a work of art. It's so beautiful. I can't wait for it. I highly recommend these. The Jakarta of the Deer one, I think I like that one more than this one, but they're both amazing. Like, oh, I don't know how they keep doing it. All right, what a way to finish today's haul. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I already said that. Have a good week, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye!